What's up, guys? Video 1 of the nutrition series. This is not going to be your average high school health class, all right? This is going to be exactly what I did to get me from 150 pounds in athletic to 210 pounds in athletic while still being able to eat ice cream, cookies, or going out for a burger on the weekends. So this is not just for putting on weight and gaining muscle too. This can be applied to everyone, even if you're looking to lose weight. Parents and athletes, if any of that interests you, make sure you watch this video and listen in closely. So first, I just want to go over some basic info to make sure we're all on the same page, and then I'm going to get into the good stuff. A calorie is just a measure of energy. There's 3 macronutrients that are going to make up your calories: proteins, fats, carbs. So first things first, protein. Those are going to be your building blocks of your muscle. It's needed for repairing, recovering, and growing your muscle. And your body actually burns more calories to break it down, so it's a great way to lean up. One downside though is that it's not really a great fuel source. A good source of fuel for your body though is going to be your carbohydrates. 2 kinds of carbohydrates: your simple carbs and your complex carbs. Your simple carbs are going to be your faster digesting, more sugar filled things like something like this, like a fruit roll up, white bread, things like that. Okay, so it's going to give you energy right now. Once you start to introduce some fiber, then those are going to be your complex carbs. So you're thinking whole wheat bread, potatoes, sweet potatoes, things like that. Something with a little more fiber in them, okay? So beans might be a good example of that too. These are gonna be your slower digesting carbohydrates to give you sustained energy. When should you eat a simple carb versus when should you eat a complex carb? I wouldn't say that simple carbs are bad for you. I think they're just eaten at the wrong times. A simple carb, like a fruit roll-up, for example, is gonna be great pre-workout or intra-workout because it's gonna give you that fuel you need, give you that sugar to use up as energy and fuel for your body right now. You're about to go for a run, or you're about to go do a lift, practice, whatever. Something like a Rice Krispie treat or a fruit roll-up, fruit snacks are really good to give you that quick fuel. On the other hand, a complex carb like whole wheat bread, for example, can be eaten at any time because it's gonna keep you fuller, digest slower, and it's gonna give you that energy sustained over a longer period of time too. Okay, and then the third and final macronutrient is gonna be fats. This is the most calorically dense macro, meaning that there's more calories in 1 gram of fat than carbs and protein. Fats aren't gonna be a huge fuel source for you. The way I like to see fats is it kind of is gonna make my food tastier. It's gonna be ranch on my chicken breast or cheese on my hamburger. Fats are going to be important in a well-balanced diet, and it's important that we don't cut those out. Where people go wrong is that they cut out a fat from their diet, but then they add in calories back in the forms of carbs or protein. So they're eating the same amount of calories, just in different forms. Instead of it being from fat, they added it in carbs, which is no good. Next, we're going to be looking at these 2 simple charts to help you figure out where you are right now and where you want to go. You can fall anywhere in this box, all right? And there's gonna be 4 different kind of quadrants. If you're down in this quadrant, you're gonna be low fat, high muscle. So that's gonna be something like bodybuilder, all right? High fat, high muscle, somewhere up in this quadrant, you're just gonna be big, all right? Because you're a big and strong guy or girl. Somewhere down in this quadrant, low muscle, low fat, that's gonna be skin and bones. Somewhere up in this quadrant here, this is where we don't wanna be, okay? High fat, low muscle, this is just unhealthy. But of course, those are going to be the 4 extremes, so you can fall anywhere in here too. So say this is average here in the middle, somewhere right here, low fat and not very much muscle either. You're just going to be kind of lean. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm right here as an example. Now we're going to go ahead and look at this other graph, and it's going to tell us what we have to do to achieve our goals. Depending where you are over there, everyone's going to be in a different spot, and everyone's going to have different goals too. So let's say if I'm right here in this zone, and my goal is to put on more muscle mass and to gain some weight too, then my trajectory would be something like this up here. The same thing, let's bring that same dot over here. It's gonna be the same idea. I'm gonna have my trajectory up and to the right. What do I have to do? Increase my calories, increase my training volume. I'm gonna go ahead and walk through a few more of these as examples, all right? So say right now, I'm low muscle, high fat, I'm unhealthy. Now, what's my goal? Is it to just get more muscle mass, keep the same fat percentage? Is it to just lose weight in general? If it's to lose weight in general, then it might be something like this, just coming straight down to a lower fat. Then I might not have the same increase in training volume, but I'm gonna decrease my calories like this. It's headed in the decreased calories direction. Let's say, for example, that right now I'm someone who just kind of works out, is in all right shape. Let's say I'm right here, and my goal is to get shredded, okay? I want to have a 6-pack, and I want to be shredded. I got to decrease my body fat, increase my training volume, right? Because it's headed in those directions. As you can see with these two graphs, you can kind of figure out where you are right now, and you can figure out what you have to do to get in the direction that you want to go in. The goal behind all these diets is to get rid of something, okay? So say you're doing a low-fat diet. Normally this is your diet. Now you're cutting out one whole piece of your diet, all right? Next one, say you're doing something like keto. You're getting rid of all your carbs in your diet. And why don't these work? I'm gonna show you. The goal behind all these diets is, so your goal is to get rid of one whole food group, which in theory should decrease your calories, which is gonna decrease your weight. But actually, what happens is you start eating bread and rice for every meal, right? You increase these two right here. Even though you're getting rid of one whole food group, you're just changing what form of those calories is in. So now instead of eating your fat, you're eating carbs and you're more protein. For example, something like keto, the goal is to get rid of carbs. You get rid of carbs, you get rid of calories, you lose weight. What actually happens is you're increasing your fat, you're increasing your protein, right? You're eating ribeyes and burgers every night for supper, which isn't decreasing your calories, it's just changing what form your calories come in. Some people might think they would do well with fasting. Skip breakfast, skip lunch, and then they pig out at supper. They're still gonna be consuming a similar or same amount of calories at supper as they are throughout the whole day. And that's the only thing that's gonna drive your weight gain or weight loss is calories in versus calories out. Calories in is gonna determine if you gain weight, lose weight, stay the same weight, whatever it may be, okay? Calories out is how many calories you're burning during the day. Are you running a marathon? Are you sitting in your office chair the whole day? What are you doing to get calories out? It doesn't matter if you're fasting, if you're doing keto, low fat, Atkins, does not matter what you think you're doing to diet. It's only gonna come down to calories in versus calories out. So this one formula here is gonna help you determine how many calories you should be eating in a day to achieve your goals. Think back to those two graphs I had on the board. I was a slightly skinny, slightly low muscle individual, and my goal was to put on weight and gain muscle too. I might go for something like in this range here, maybe like a moderate weight gain. The higher number you choose, the more calories you're gonna have in your diet. The lower number you choose, the lower calories you're gonna have in your diet, the more weight you're gonna lose, the more weight you're gonna gain up here. These are the extremes. So let's say I'm gonna choose number 17 for me, right in the middle of moderate weight gain. I'm gonna take my body weight times 17. So for example, say I'm 150 pounds right now, freshman year of high school for me, times 17, 2,550 calories per day that I have to eat. One more example, let's say I'm 200 pounds right now and I want to moderately lose weight. Let's go for this one, okay? I'm 200 pounds right now, I kind of want to be more on the extreme side of moderately losing weight. Body weight times, I'm going to choose 10, okay? 200 pounds times 10, 2,000 calories per day. And just to figure out what's your maintenance or so, multiply it by 13, 14, and 15. It's going to give you a rough baseline. If you're looking just to maintain your weight, choose something like 13, 14, 15, okay? So let's say I'm looking to maintain at 200 pounds times 14, 2,800 calories per day is going to be my maintenance calories per day. That means I'm not going to lose weight nor gain weight. It's just a rough estimate. Obviously, if you're eating this per day at 200 pounds and you're gaining a little bit of weight, you can dial it back some. All right, good. So we just hit the first one. First part of body composition is going to be determined by your calories. So that's weight gain, loss. That's going to be just your weight. Next part for muscle, it's going to be determined by your protein in per day. Simple formula for that, body weight times 1 is going to be your daily protein intake in grams. Super simple. 200-pound guy, 200 grams of protein per day. About 1 pound of lean meat is 100 grams of protein. Super easy way to do it. 8 ounces of lean meat for lunch, 8 ounces of lean meat for dinner. It's 100 grams of protein. You're already halfway there. And if you're smaller, then it's even less way to go. By the time you throw in breakfast, a few snacks, if you're drinking a protein shake, that's 25 grams right there. So you're signed up for the protein program, which is a great way to get your protein in and then not worry about it when you go home. 25 grams of protein right after your workout. Most of you are working out in the mornings too, so you can get up to 25, 50 grams of protein with breakfast before you even start the day really, after you work out. Okay, third component to your body composition is going to be your training. And just know that we're taking care of this summer, all right? So you don't have to worry much about this. You just got to come in and work hard. However, you have to worry about these top two, right? Because these top two are going to be determined solely by you. Your choices outside of the weight room, when you're in the kitchen, when you're at home, that's going to determine your body composition. 2 out of the 3 factors in body composition is going to be your calories and your protein. So it's super important that we're taking care of this outside of the weight room. This is going to what separate us from everyone else this summer who's just working out, right? Every other school, every other team that's just focused on this year is overlooking these 2 things. So super important that we're taking care of our calories, our protein, our recovery outside of the gym so that we can outlast our competition. Okay, so sitting back down here, we're gonna pull the presentation back up. I want you to run through some quick numbers quick. So for me, I'm a 210 pound guy. I wanna moderately gain weight. I want you right now sitting at home to figure out what number to multiply by to get my calories and protein that I should be intaking to hit my goal. So do that at home right now. We're gonna have the answers on the next slide. So pause the video, figure it out, come back. Okay, so my daily goals are gonna be around 3,600 calories for the day and 210 grams of protein. I'm gonna pull up on the screen right now one sample day of eating, what that might look like for me. Eating throughout the day, as you can see here, I got protein bar and OJ, eggs, toast, milk, ground beef and rice, getting my 8 ounces of meat in for lunch, getting my 8 ounces of meat in for dinner. That's almost a pound of meat in a day. It's gonna be roughly 100 calories and protein just from that. Getting in a protein shake in the afternoon, you can see here, a smoothie at night. And yeah, so that's gonna be about 3,600 calories, going way over my protein goal for the day, so that's totally fine. Some of you, if you're looking to gain weight, you might find it a little harder to hit that calorie goal. Some of you, if you're a little smaller, you might find it harder to hit the protein goal. It's all gonna depend on your goals and where you are right now. I do have a little homework for you. So there's gonna be a link in this description, also probably in the email you're being sent. I want you to go take the short 5-question quiz in the Google form. Just gonna make sure that you're paying attention to the videos and you're taking what you learned and you can apply it to your own goals in your own life too. So go and do that. We can see who fills it out and who doesn't. Make sure you go do that. Okay, next week we're gonna have a new video coming out. That one's gonna be mostly about how to track this stuff. How do you track your calories? Once you have your goal for your calories and your protein, how do you actually track it? What foods are there to try and hit this stuff and things like that. So that's gonna be a great video. Super excited to make it. Super excited to be working with you guys this summer. Thanks for watching. See you later.